Throughout the pandemic, I've joined numerous people in getting outside more often, as a comfortable and healthy activity away from the house. With the past year being my first living here, I've been somewhat on my own finding places to enjoy. One of the ways that I've been able to keep some of my stress actually manageable during the pandemic has been to try to get outside and find new trails to explore, new places to go. What I didn't know was that one of the trails that's relatively close to Washington, D.C. actually has such a storied history. Swains Lock is a campsite along the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal Trail, or C&O. It's the first camp on the nearly 185-mile-long trail from Washington, D.C. to Cumberland, Maryland. The campsite is only 15 miles upriver along the Potomac from Georgetown in the district. From Alexandria, Virginia, across Key Bridge, and actually under it, is where the trail starts. Parking under the Whitehurst Freeway along Water Street, the trail moves northwest. Immediately, the towpath harkens back to its original purpose, as you ride a strip of gravel with the Potomac on one side and the canal on the other.
The C&O Canal is an amazing piece of engineering. You know, if you take it back to what it was and what it was designed to do, it's just no steam-powered shovels or no nothing. This is all shovel in two hands, you know, digging, backbreaking.
In 1828, John Quincy Adams came for the groundbreaking ceremony. He actually had to try 3 times to break the soil, saying that he was slightly embarrassed. Much of the work was done by Irish, German, Dutch, and English immigrants promised high wages that never materialized and worked for extremely long days with simple tools. All along the canal, they built locks and lock houses to manage the engineered process that lets boats move alongside the Potomac regardless of the water level of the river or direction of travel. Today, the lock houses act as a place to stay for visitors, but those looking to rough it a bit along the C&O still have plenty of options. After you get past mile marker 15, there's a hiker-biker camping site almost every 5 miles. We're coming up on the first one right now. Swains Lock Campground is meant for single-night use and is first come, first serve, making it a prime campsite for local scouting troops.
So right now we're preparing for a trip to Philmont, which is the scout reservation in New Mexico. So this is a shakedown trip for us. So we hiked from Anglers Inn down to Swains Lock and gave us about a good 4.5 mile hike. We're camping out tonight, doing all the things we'll need to practice and prepare for when we go to Philmont. And it's just a nice local location where we know we can get a good hike in, have a nice place to camp, and we'll hike out again tomorrow morning to Anglers Lock and break up from there.
It's a pretty good campsite. I camped here 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, just like scouting out the area.
The campsite, we're just preparing for Philmont. We're doing procedural stuff such as like bear bags and setting up our tents and getting closer with our crewmates just so we can figure stuff out and so that we have a good time this summer.
But the Scouts experience is quite different from the kids on the canal in the 1900s. The reason the towpath exists is that originally canal boats would be towed by mules, hence the name towpath. Those mules were often handled by the children of canal boat captains. One of those captains would have his young boys sing songs throughout the night to be sure they hadn't slipped off a mule into the canal. But today's visitors use the path for hiking, walking, running, and biking. They aren't all local visitors either, with many folks coming to DC realizing the nearby opportunity for time outside.
Actually, I'm from New Jersey, so I was just looking for things to do in the area. And I love, scenery and water, trees. I feel like the part where we live, it's so industrial. It's nice to kind of get a mental break and then, enjoy the trail. It's beautiful.
However visitors enjoy it, it's a great adventure, whether from close by or it's their destination to come see. For District Wire News, I'm John Seward.